Hello again. So we have reached exercise 8, which is the display of the Pascal triangles. However, here we need to use the binomial coefficient. So they are telling us that in order to calculate the coefficient of so these coefficients, you just need to calculate p factorial over q factorial over p minus q factorial. So we have here a triangle. So for the first number, it's always equal to 1. So here we are picking 1 of 7, then 1 of 2, then 1 of 3, 1 of 4, 1 of 5, and so on. So we need to calculate the factorial. So I'll be using the recursive call of the factorial because you already wrote that, and I will use not just one function but 3 functions. So in the main, I will call a function called triangle. It will display p rows because p is the number of the degree of the triangle. So I will call a function called row. So the row, it will display a p value. So for the row 1, it will display 1 value, and so on. And for each value, for each row, it will be the p, so the number of rows. So we pick p here is the number of rows, and q, it's either the number of elements. So this is the idea. So just here it's a practice of how we can call the multiple functions. So let's start. So again, so first we need a number n. So this is the degree of the triangle. So printf, enter the degree, printf, enter the degree of the triangle, and we do a scanf, %d, address of n, and I just need to calculate or call the function because there's nothing that returns. I'm just displaying, so the return type is void. So I will call a function called triangle, and I will pass n. So if I want to do that, so there's no equal here, there's no printf, so it's a void. So it's called triangle, and I will be using, so I'll do just copy paste to be sure that it's the same value, and I will call it here rows. So because I will be displaying rows. So I will be using an integer counter, and I will loop from I equal to 1 to rows, or I can start from 0 until I less than rows, I plus plus, and I will call another function that displays a row. So I will call it a row. Row, it will take I. So for the function row, again, it will take returns value is void. So row. So I will call here v for values because I need to display values. So again, I will use here another counter. So let's say that q, it starts from 0, q less or equal to p, because we have v, because we have used starts from 0, and we have q plus plus. So even if we have the row equal to 1, I will display the 1 time. So here I will be displaying percentage 6.0f just for the display, and I will call the new function, which is the combination of the v value and q, which is the counter. So for each row, after each row, I will display \n. I just need to write the function ce, the combination. It returns a float or a double here, so it depends. We have here float f, so float c int p int q, and so we know the formula here. Just I need to return the factorial of p over factorial of q multiple factorial of p minus q. So I will return the factorial, so I will call it fact. I will remove the fact track, so fact of p over the fact of q multiple factorial of p minus q. And this is it. So let's run this and take the same example here as 7. So yes, we have ended with the same triangle. So the last row is 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1. So let me repeat quickly. So we have used multiple functions here. However, we could have write all in main. So we have just here simulated the usage of multiple functions. So we in main we have called triangle n. So it's the number of rows. We have displayed in the triangle I rows or rows row. So we have the function row that takes an integer. In this row I have displayed. So for row 1 there is just one element, for row 2 there is 2 elements. So I'm using the counter also in order to pass it to the function, which is the combination of C, P, Q. And we have already used a function that we already wrote in the previous exercise. You could have used the iterative one. I have decided to use the recursive one. And this is it for this exercise. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to write to me and I will write you back. And again, thanks for watching.